the 18 of Jack Featherow, the 7 of Josh Aspinall, the number 8 of Daniel Stanley, the 19 of Stephen Rodley, who's been battling some issues. He's normally extremely consistent and always a threat to be at the front of the ground, so hopefully tonight he's found those gremlins and he gets back to the front of the pack. Number 20 is Thomas Host, colloquially known as the Flying Toaster for his local fans here at Margaret River. The 23 of Jamie Simmons, 50 of Gavin Yates, 63 is Fletcher Malentis, 99 is Brendan Vickers, and then 117 is Seth Robinson. So as we can see, Fletcher Malentis is outside pole with Jason Wild inside. Brendan Vickers coming in, starting third. Daniel Stanley fourth. The Outback Horse Trails, 50 of Gavin Yates with Stephen Rodley on the outside, thanks to Lewin Tyres. Adrian Wild, the Flying Toaster in Tommy Host, with Josh Aspinall currently sitting rear of field. If Josh's form of late is anything to go by, he definitely won't be at the back of the pack for long. And then we have Jake Fevereau in the Faz Mechanical 18. So the stewards are happy with the formation. We're rolling down the back straight now, getting ready to take the green flag. The street stocks tonight will go over 8 laps. So here we go. And we're green. Jason Wild and Fletcher Malentis are having a great 1 and 2. Jason's definitely got the line in. Daniel Stanley's got a great run through turn 2. Slots into second. Stephen Rodley's also making a move on the outside, and Brendan Vickers. We're going 3 wide through turn 3. With Host, Yates and Aspinall all fighting for the same piece of real estate. In the meantime, we've got Fevereau. We've got contacts. Had a bit of contact and a bit of pinball there between the back markers. So the 20 of Thomas Host is just going to go to the infield team for a quick mechanical check and make sure that he is all good and safe to restart to the straight stocks. So again, we have Jason Wild off front, Daniel Stanley, Fletcher Malentis, Stephen Rodley and Stephen Aspinall taking up the first 5 positions. And we're green, green, green. Stanley's all over the tail of Wild, coming through 1 and 2. Malentis is trying to get his second position back. Aspinall gets a great drive off turn 3 and 4 to go around the outside of Rodley, coming into 3. We'll see if he can make the move stick, which he does. I'm sure Stephen will be fighting to get that roll back. The number 8 of Stanley is all over the back of the 17 of Wild. But these two are two very seasoned competitors. So side by side, a little bit of door rubbing there. We'll see who wins the drag race going down the back straight into turn 3 and 4. And it looks like Stanley's got it. Wild's going to drop back and fall into second place and try and protect the line against Fletcher Malentis. With Aspinall making that move from the rear of the field, already moved up to 4th position. And Wild getting a little bit wild there in turn 2. A little bit of action at the back of the pack as well with Vickers and Host. So Stanley's showing a clean set of hills now down the back straight, followed by Jason Wild, Fletcher Malentis, Josh Aspinall, Jack Fevereau, Stephen Rodley, Adrian Wild, Thomas Host, Brendan Vickers. Correction, that's Yates in the 50. That's then Brendan Vickers and then TJ Host. So Stanley's come around to take the white flag for the last lap. Things are definitely heading up for third place with Aspinall, Fevero. Malentis has dropped back to 5th. Fevero's going on the big charge on the outside. Wild washing up. We'll see if we get the drag race now. And Aspinall holds on over Fevero for 3rd. So we had Daniel Stanley in 1st. Adrian Wild 2nd. Aspinall in 3rd. Fevero 4th and Malentis in 5th. So again, thank you to Boyne Upsellers for their continued support of the street stock division here at Trade Hire Augusta Margaret Speedway. So up pole we have the 19 of Stephen Rodley, 7 of Josh Aspinall, 20 of Thomas Host, the 11 of Adrian Wild, 8 of Daniel Stanley, the 63 of Fletcher Malentis, followed by the 99 of Brendan Vickers, the 17 of Jason Wild. Then we've got the 117 of Seth Robinson, followed by the 50 of Gavin Yates, Jack Fevero and Jamie Simmons. As we're coming around, a bit of biff and bash here at the start. We got between Host and Wild. We're staying green for the moment. Aspinall's got the jump with Stanley in 2nd, Rodley in 3rd, Host in 4th, Wild in 4th, Malentis 5th. Yates gets a bit crossed up coming through turn 4 in front of Simmons and Seth Robinson. So Jack Fevero is making a move through the pack at the back, getting around Brendan Vickers, while Daniel Stanley's catching the back of Josh Aspinall. We've got Stephen Rodley, and then we've got a gaggle of cars there, all vying for 4th place between Thomas Host, Adrian Wild, Fletcher Malentis, Jack Fevero, Jason Wild, and Brendan Vickers is about to tie onto the back and join the party. So up front, Daniel Stanley's sneaking underneath, and he's got the lead from Josh Aspinall. And we've gone yellows for debris coming off turn 4, just on the start of the main straight. Call from the Chief Steward as we're coming around and ready to go green. So Josh Aspinall gets a bit of a jump there on Daniel Stanley. All cars go past the cone. So Stanley's he's all over the back of Josh Aspinall there. And let's see if Josh can hold off the fast Falcon of Stanley. Stephen Rodley's got his hands full with Wild, Malentis, and the other Wild hot on their tail. So Stanley takes a big lunge into turns 3 and 4. He's Wild's tucking in on the inside of Stephen Rodley. So it looks like the 11 of Adrian Wild's going to now duck into 3rd place. We'll see if he can keep it. Stanley's still throwing everything but the kitchen sink at Josh Aspinall. We'll see if it's going to come off. Josh shuts the door hard there through 1 and 2. We'll see if he wins the drag race down the back straight. A little bit unsettled there. It gets the car into 3 and 4. As the white flag comes out, he's got one more lap to hold off that fast charging 8 Lewin tyres of Daniel Stanley. Josh definitely has a good run in. Adrian Wild's now sitting comfortably in 3rd with Rodley in 4th, Malentis in 5th. We're coming through 3 and 4 for the last time for this heat race, and Josh Aspinall holds off Daniel Stanley. Adrian Wild in 3rd, Stephen Rodley 4th, Fletcher Malentis in 5th, Jason Wild 6th, Thomas Host, Brendan Vickers, Gavin Yates and Jamie Simmons coming through. Definitely an exciting race there from the street stocks. There was lots of action for 3rd round of heats. Off pole we will have Fletcher Malentis with Josh Aspinall on the outside, Daniel Stanley out of 3rd, Brendan Vickers in 4th, Stephen Rodley in 5th, Adrian Wild in 6th, and I'm led to believe it's Adrian's birthday today, is that correct? Adrian's birthday today?
Adrian Wild
yep.
And Wayne February.
So I've just been confirmed that it is Adrian Wild's birthday today. Then we have Gavin Yates, Thomas Host, Seth Robinson, Jason Wild, and the 23 of Jamie Simmons coming up off the back of the bus. As we come around, and we're green, we have Fletcher Malentis with Josh Aspinall's coming around the outside. Daniel Stanley's trying to, and it looks like he's succeeding in taking 2nd. We've got one car off the wall in the back straight. Looks like Jason Wild has come together with Gavin Yates. However, we've managed to stay green. So we have Josh Aspinall followed by Daniel Stanley, Fletcher Malentis, the birthday boy and Adrian Wild in 4th, Brendan Vickers in 5th, Stephen Rodley 6th, Thomas Host in 7th, Seth Robinson 8th, Jamie Simmons in 9th, and Gavin Yates in 10th. So just like the previous heat, the 2 regular club combatants with Josh Aspinall and Daniel Stanley are fighting at the pointy end of the field. Fletcher Malentis in the 63 car trying to stay with him while trying to hold off Adrian Wild. Seth Robinson getting a little bit crossed up there through turn 4, but keeps it going. Aspinall starting to create a bit of a lead now on Stanley. We've got a long way back to Malentis and Wild and Vickers and Rodley. We've gone yellow for Seth Robinson. He's facing the wrong way there on the back straight. Hopefully Seth can continue I had confirmation from the lap scorer that we're good to go, so we're going green with Josh Aspinall leading, Daniel Stanley, Fletcher Malentis, Adrian Wild, Brendan Vickers, Stephen Rodley, Thomas Host, Gavin Yates and Jamie Simmons. So we'll see if Aspinall can continue to hold off Stanley. Stanley did get past young Josh in the previous heat race. Unfortunately, a yellow come on that sent him back, and Josh was able to hold off Stanley for the lead, as he's doing at the moment. I'm pretty sure Daniel will be throwing all that he can to get past Josh and take his 2nd win for the night. So as they come down the back straight, it's still Josh Aspinall followed by Daniel Stanley. Daniel takes a big lunge deep into turn 3 as the white flag comes out, but he's opened the door now for Adrian Wild. Adrian Wild might be able to sneak past. Brendan Vickers in having a great run in 4th, getting past Fletcher Malentis, Stephen Rodley in 5th. As Aspinall comes down the back straight into 3 for the last time. Comes out of 4, getting ready to take the checkered flags. Josh Aspinall is our heat race winner, followed by Daniel Stanley, Adrian Wild, Fletcher Melantis gets fourth back place from Brendan Vickers, Stephen Rodley, Thomas Host, Gavin Yates, and Jamie Simmons rounds out the field. Great racing there from the street stocks. So as the street stocks start coming through 3 and 4, getting ready to take their green lap, and green, we're off. It's going to be a drag race between Aspinall and Stanley in the 1 and 2. Looks like Stanley's going to get it. It's a little bit crossed up. We've got some cars on the infield. It looks like we're going to go to a complete restart after that one. Beat him off as they come through 1 and 2 for the green flag, and they're off. And it looks like Stanley's got the legs coming. Daniel Stanley's got the legs coming through 1 and 2, and they're leading down the back straight. Adrian Wald in third, Stephen Rodley in fourth, Fletcher Melantis in fifth, Gavin Yates sixth, Brendan Vickers has dropped back to seventh, the Flying Toaster in eighth, and Simmons reading out the back of the bus in ninth. As we come back down the back straight, it's still Daniel Stanley, followed by Josh Aspinall and Adrian Wild. We'll see if Josh can start reeling in the Lure Tyres number 8 of Daniel Stanley. And Daniel washes up a little bit, allows Josh to show his nose underneath, but Daniel paces him again down the back straight. Josh drives down low, trying to find some of that drive to close that gap. Meanwhile, Adrian Wald's just sitting there watching and learning where he can potentially pass both of them and take that lead. As he gets up close to the back of Aspinall. And drives it in deep, a little bit of contact there, and that's put the number 11 around. He's able to keep it running, but the yellow lights have come on. That was a big move there. And we're not wasting any time here because we're green again. We've got Gavin Yates, Brendan Vickers and Thomas O. Simmons, and then Adrian Wild. He's got a long way to go, but we've got a few laps left that he can try and claw some positions back. So Daniel Stanley leads across the line from Josh Aspinall, Stephen Rodley, Fletcher Melantis, Gavin Yates, Brendan Vickers, Thomas Host, Adrian Wild, and Jamie Simmons. So we're coming in to complete the third race distance at 5 laps. We still have Daniel Stanley leading from Josh Aspinall, Stephen Rodley, and Fletcher Melantis. Gavin Yates is sitting nicely in fifth, but Brendan Vickers is trying to take that position away. Adrian Wild's slowly reeling in the back of Thomas Host, the Flying Toaster, trying to call his back in. Unfortunately, we've just lost Jamie Simmons in the red 23. As Daniel Stanley starting to open up quite a large gap now on Josh Aspinall. And Stephen Rodley's maintaining his distance from Fletcher Melantis comfortably in third. Well, we've just lost the 20 now as well as Thomas Host. That's unfortunate. So just past half race distance, Daniel Stanley showing a clean set of legs from the number 7 of Josh Aspinall. Stephen Rodley's holding on to third from Fletcher Melantis. Then we got a long way back to Brendan Vickers, Gavin Yates, Adrian Wild still trying to make up some time after that spin. Nine down, we still have Daniel Stanley in the lead, followed by Josh Aspinall, Stephen Rodley, Fletcher Melantis, Brendan Vickers, Gavin Yates and Adrian Wild. Daniel's definitely showing some great pace out the front in that number 8 Lewin Tyres Falcon. He's got it sitting nice and smooth and running beautifully as he crosses the line again with 4 to go. Hopefully, well, Brendan Vickers getting a little bit messy there coming out of 4. He's allowed Adrian Wild to go past. We'll see if Brendan can sit on the back of the bumper of that number 11 and try and get that position back. In the meantime, we're 12 laps down. Daniel Stanley has continued to pace the field, open up a straightaway over Josh Aspinall. It's another straightaway back to Stephen Rodley, who looks like he's corrected those mechanical gremlins and he's brought that car back to the pointy end of the field. $12 down, 3 to go. Brendan gets a little bit high there in the middle of the back straight. Daniel Stanley's coming up soon to the back of the bumper of Gavin Yates. We'll see if he can reel him in. There we go, checkered flag. So our top 3 will be Daniel Stanley, followed by Josh Aspinall, and in 3rd place will be Stephen Rodley. Well done to our Boyne Up Sellers Street Stocks in their feature race tonight.